leadership present. This is the statement of the ANC Greater Johannesburg region on the first 94 days of Mr. Mashaba's days in office and the DA-led coalition government of 7 parties. Today, the 23rd of November 2016, marked 94 days since the election of Mr. Mashaba as the executive mayor of this great city, Johannesburg. 2 weeks ago, the Speaker of Council issued an invite to councillors, political parties and other guests to attend the official opening of council, which was supposed to be held on the 22nd of November 2016. It is at this official opening of council that Mr. Mashaba was expected to deliver what he calls the State of the City address. As expected, the Speaker decided to postpone the official opening of council. The main reason for the postponement, in our view, is that Mr. Mashaba did not have anything to say in his so-called State of the City address. In fact, upon realizing that he has done nothing in relation to the promises he made in his acceptance speech, Mr. Mashaba decided to postpone his address by another 100 days. This is despite the fact that money was already spent in printing glossy invitations, amongst others. We wait to hear from the Speaker and the Executive Mayor's explanation for this wasteful, fruitless expenditure. To illustrate the fact that Mr. Mashaba didn't have a good story to tell the people of Johannesburg, the following are his 10 spectacular blunders in his first 94 days of office. Mr. Mashaba's sexist comments against the female senior managers in the city of Johannesburg, cancelling of bicycle lanes, issuing title deeds withheld by the ANC, withdrawing Johannesburg from the South African Local Government Association, issuing illegal instructions to the JMPD not to do its work, expropriation of land only to accommodate residents of Situata, not Alex as a whole. He claims that nothing was done on corruption by the outgone administration, calling the media and opening a case with SAPS on a matter that's already been reported to the Hawks, the closure of the food bank in the Johannesburg food market, and the cancellation of so-called vanity programs. We reiterate our fact that on the 22nd of August 2016, the day that Mr. Mashaba was elected as mayor, in the interview with the SABC, Mr. Mashaba said, and I quote, "As a matter of agency, I need to do a skills audit, particularly senior management positions, to see whether we've got the right people running these departments, because we've seen over the years under the ANC government where girlfriends of politicians run departments and so forth, and that has come to an end," close quote. This statement, we believe, suggests that women slept their way to the positions of senior management in the city. This is a statement from a man who became mayor through votes of thousands of women across Johannesburg. The women of Johannesburg deserve better than insults from Mr. Mashaba. Again, in his acceptance speech at the second council meeting, Mr. Mashaba pronounced that his administration would not spend millions of rands in bicycle lanes. In fact, he said he'll move 70 million rands from bicycle lanes to go and tar roads. It's clear that he has no clue on how budgets are allocated or reallocated in a municipality. In the contrary, Mr. Mashaba clapped hands at the approval of the Reporter Special Development Framework and the Terfontaine Special Development Framework, for which it includes development of complete streets and bicycle lanes that are an integral part of these complete streets. The cycling community and the people of Johannesburg deserve a mayor who understands the need for an integrated transport system in a metropolitan city like ours. To cap it all, I mean, he went to Netherlands to launch a complete streets program that included bicycle lanes, so he's contradictory in his statements. On the day Mr. Mashaba issued title deeds to a few residents in Pietkloof, he uttered an unfortunate statement that the ANC administration has for long withheld title deeds from the residents because it wanted to use the title deeds to control the votes. Mr. Mashaba did not tell the people of Johannesburg that these title deeds he was delivering were a product of a long, protracted process that the ANC government had engaged in ensuring that they are delivered. These title deeds in the main were title deeds that were in families that had disputes and relatives that are not present in most cases. We asked questions in council to Mr. Mashaba to explain the process and time involved in applying, processing, and issuing of title deeds. He failed to answer the questions and in fact referred the questions to the previous administration. We believe that this is a mayor who is clueless about how local government works, how housing delivery issues unfold, and of course the household waiting for title deeds deserve a mayor who is honest about the process and time involved in issuing of title deeds. Emerging from the Salga Gauteng Provincial Conference, where the DA and its coalition partners lost elections, our mayor, Mr. Mashaba, the mayor of the city, Mr. Mashaba, made an announcement that he's withdrawing Johannesburg from Salga. This, according to him, was a body established to deploy cadres of the ANC, amongst others. A few days later, he was whipped into line by his DA national leadership, and he had to rescind his utterances of withdrawing Joburg from Salga. We believe that the people of Johannesburg deserve better. They deserve a better mayor who understands the importance of cooperative local government in order to share knowledge and experience and participate in organized local government. Through their marriage with the economic freedom fighters, a motion was brought to council on the Fees Must Fall campaign. This motion contained many illegal elements, amongst which was an instruction to the Johannesburg Metropolitan Police Department that they must be withdrawn from doing their legal duties of ensuring public safety around institutions of higher learning. Despite being told that the motion has illegal elements, the DA-led administration passed the motion using their majority with their coalition partners. The students in universities and residents living and working at the universities deserve safety and they deserve better. Again, with a partnership with the EFF, they brought the motion to council on expropriation of a land that was adjacent to Alex to house the people and the residents of Stretla. The ANC put forward an amendment motion to ensure that council agrees to use land legally expropriated for the benefit of Greater Alexander community. This was vehemently opposed. We believe that the residents of Greater Alexander deserve better because they deserve a mayor whose interest is everyone at heart, not just a narrow and a small area in Alexander. The fight against crime in the city of Johannesburg has been a priority of the ANC government over the years. At the beginning of the 2011-2016 mayoral term, the city of Johannesburg adopted certain strategic interventions aimed at combating fraud and corruption, and therefore embedded in its governance ethical standards of governance. This started with the establishment and the reposition of forensic units and investigation as a group function with a citywide responsibility for providing leadership in the fight against theft, fraud, and corruption. We welcome the appointment of Mr. Sibia in the city of Johannesburg, and we welcome any efforts that will add to the fight against the scourge of corruption, fraud, and theft in the city. And we hope that working together with all structures and agencies will add to the already existing mechanism to fight corruption and crime. We had started as a city working with the SAPS and Hawks unit in conducting some investigations, as well as including the national prosecuting authorities. Alleged incidents of fraud, corruption, and irregular activities were subjected to extensive investigations. It is for this reason that the city increased its capacity in forensic investigations. A total of 270 investigations were concluded in 2012-2013, resulting in the following: 251 officials were dismissed, 11 resigned during and after investigations, 97 criminal cases were opened, 27 arrests are pending of COJ officials. Each year, the investigations in progress and finalized are disclosed to the Auditor General by way of a detailed register of these cases, and these are provided and reported on by the Auditor General of South Africa. And for Mr. Mashaba to suggest that the ANC administration swept these under the carpet and never acted on them is completely malicious and it's wrong. In the Revenue Department, there have been numerous investigations into fraudulent transactions. This includes investigations into the manipulation of property values, and therefore rates income, which is one of the criminal cases that were reported with the SAPS. Then Mr. Mashaba goes to lay a charge with the police on a matter already before the police. If this is not grandstanding, then we don't know what is. We believe, ladies and gentlemen, that food insecurity in Johannesburg is a daily experience of many of our residents. It is for this reason that a food security program of providing indigent households in our city with food from the Johannesburg market using the food bank was initiated. This program has for many years helped households that are food insecure. This program has for many years helped households that are living below the breadline. Mr. Mashaba and his administration have decided to shut down this service, thereby depriving many poor households from the city service from the food bank. The poor and the food insecure of the city deserve a better mayor who cares about their well-being. The statement issued by Mr. Mashaba following the narrow-minded show trial of hearing that he and his mayoral committee gave the former administration's priority projects is the clearest evidence that of Mr. Mashaba and his TA to understand how local government can and must break down the barriers of entry for many excluded from the economy and still run the risk of being excluded. We believe that this logic of the Free Market Foundation, who are busy lobbying him to cancel what he calls vanity programs, and we believe that their transformational program is now at play. He says that local government must just spend on infrastructure and cannot open up the economy to the unemployed masses. We believe that these programs are good programs that create new pathways for economic participation. For the 10-year, 100 billion commitment, so the city spending more per capita on the key infrastructure like roads, traffic lights, water, electricity grids than any other government entity in the country. We have never disputed that this was a critical investment in the economy for which the city will never pretend that better roads automatically lead to mass employment. So the good case of investing less than 2% of what the city spent on infrastructure over the last 3 years is confronting market failures. We believe that in cancelling all these programs that he calls vanity programs, the mayor is turning his back on the township economic nodes where the next commercialization frontier in retail space and services lie, and on the youth that will drive the gains at that frontier. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, the ANC in Greater Johannesburg, working with their alliance partners and communities, will defend at all times the gains achieved over the years. We will do so in council chambers, in the courts of laws, and if it needs be, we will do so in the streets of Johannesburg. Thank you.